Good morning. Welcome to Kids Town, Right Direction Church International, located in Columbia, South Carolina. Wow, what a wonderful day it is. It's bright, it's sunny, right on the verge of spring. It's the month of March. And our Bible story for today is life changes. And we're going to be talking about Zacchaeus out of the book of Luke, the 19th chapter, verse 10. Our bottom line that we're thinking about all month long is when you forgive others, it can change them. Our monthly memory verse, put up with one another. Ooh, that's a lot. Forgive one another. If you are holding something against someone, forgive just as the Lord forgave you. And that is coming from the book of Colossians, the third chapter, verse 13. Our monthly virtue, what we're going to talk about all month long, is forgiveness. Deciding that someone who has wronged you doesn't have to pay. Don't have to pay anything because they did something wrong to you. You are just to forgive. So let's listen to the story today and let's think about how did Zacchaeus go about getting his forgiveness from Jesus, okay? All right, see you in a little bit.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian. One day, Jesus and his followers passed through the city of Jericho on their way to Jerusalem. As usual, a huge crowd gathered. They pressed in from all sides along the road, hoping to see Jesus, to touch him, to be healed. But one man was stuck on the edge of the crowd, a tax collector named Zacchaeus. Now, we know three things about Zacchaeus. He had a really hard-to-spell name, he had a lot of money, and he was super short, which meant he was basically getting run over by this crowd. Now, okay, you've got to understand about tax collectors, nobody liked them. And to be honest, it was for a good reason. Tax collectors were Jewish people who worked for the Roman government that was ruling over them. So it was like they were working for the enemy. And to make it worse, tax collectors got paid by demanding extra money for themselves. So Zacchaeus had gotten rich by taking money from his neighbors. In spite of all this, Zacchaeus really wanted a chance to see Jesus. Maybe he'd even heard that one of Jesus' own disciples, Matthew, had been a tax collector.
Please, could I get through?
But no one wanted to give way to the man who had taken their money. Finally, Zacchaeus looked ahead and saw a sycamore tree right at the edge of the road.
That's it?
Zacchaeus raced ahead to that tree and climbed right up to a sturdy branch that reached out over the road.
Best seat in the house.
The crowd drew closer and closer until Jesus was right below Zacchaeus.
There's just something about him.
At that very moment, Jesus looked up. Zacchaeus could feel his heart racing. He could tell that somehow Jesus knew everything about him, all the wrong things he had done, all the lies he had told, and the money he had stolen.
Zacchaeus, come down at once. I must stay at your house today.
What? Jesus could have been annoyed with Zacchaeus or called him out in front of everyone for the wrong things Zacchaeus had done. But instead, Jesus invited himself over to have dinner with Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus' heart filled with joy as he rushed ahead to prepare his home for Jesus.
Jesus, come in!
Lots of people had followed. They couldn't believe that Jesus would choose to hang out with somebody who had done so many wrong things.
Jesus has gone to be the guest of that sinner.
Zacchaeus was filled with gratitude. Jesus loved him and had chosen to forgive him. And Zacchaeus knew he couldn't keep on living his old life.
Look, Lord, here and now I give half of what I own to those who are poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay it back. I will pay back 4 times the amount I took.
Today, salvation has come to your house. The Son of Man came to look for the lost and save them.
In a single day, Zacchaeus went from outcast to beloved follower of Jesus. His entire life was changed from the inside out. The end.
Wow, that's amazing.
So Zacchaeus promised to give away half of what he had.
Plus 4 times the amount that he cheated out of anyone.
That might have been everything he owned.
But it didn't matter because Jesus.
Jesus had forgiven Zacchaeus completely, even before he asked.
So what's our part in the story?
Well, forgiveness can change people, starting with you. When you ask God to forgive you of the wrong things you've done, it frees you from carrying around a load of guilt and fear. It frees you to love God and love others.
And when you choose to forgive those who have wronged you, it can change them too.
Like maybe your little brother borrows your video game without asking and messes it up. You could yell at him, get in a big argument, and stay mad for days.
Or you could choose to forgive your brother. Then you don't have to carry that anger.
Plus, it could change your brother's heart too and make a way for you to be friends.
Forgiving someone does not always mean that they will change, but it opens the door for them to live differently.
Like Zacchaeus.
Exactly.
Sharing God's forgiveness with others is a pretty incredible gift.
Sure is. See you next time.
So here's the thing. When you forgive others, it can change them.
And hot sauce. Hot sauce can change things too.
Now you're making me want some hot sauce.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab.
See you next time.
Hi guys, Sister Reliever here with this week's bottom line and our challenge. So this week's bottom line is when we forgive others, it can change them. Just like we saw Zacchaeus being forgiven by Jesus and that changing him. When Jesus offered him to come to his house, Zacchaeus was changed. He immediately wanted to do the better thing. He wanted to be kind to others after that. So we never know what our forgiveness to others could bring or do in their lives. So we want to make sure that we're extending the forgiveness that Jesus has given to us. Remember last month, doing unto others as we would have them to do unto us? The same way Jesus has forgiven us, we want to extend that same forgiveness to others for things that they may have done to us that may have been wrong. So that's our challenge. The next time someone does something mean to you, or if someone has recently done something mean to you, I want you to have a forgiving heart towards them and to extend forgiveness to them, just like Jesus forgave us. Okay, guys, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Great adventure! Are you ready to blast off and see the far reaches of space? It will take a group effort. You'll be asked a series of questions from the Bible. Shout your answer. After 15 seconds, that answered question will power your spacecraft. Are you ready for the first question? Number 1, how many books are in the Bible? Answer, 66. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Keep the adventure going. Here is your next question. Number 2, who were the first 2 people God made? Adam and Eve. Great job! We are really moving now. Next question. Number 3. What did Noah build out of wood to survive a massive flood? A boat! The Ark! Wow, we've made it out of Earth's atmosphere. Let's go visit Mars. Answer this question to go that direction. Who was Israel's best king? David! We're on our way. Oh no! Watch out for that asteroid! To avoid a collision, answer this question. Where were the Israelites enslaved for 400 years? Egypt! That was close. You made it. Let's orbit around Mars. How beautiful. What did God speak to Moses through in the desert? Burning bush. We're making the turn. Time to return to Earth. What city was Jesus born in? Bethlehem. We're speeding towards home. Who was known for eating locusts and honey while living in the desert? John the Baptist. We're re-entering Earth's atmosphere. This could get a little bumpy. Answer this question to put up our shields. What was Jesus' mother's name? Mary. Great job. Time to land safely. One more question. What happened 3 days after Jesus was buried in a tomb? He rose from the dead. You did it! Give yourselves a hand, and thanks for playing Blast Off.
What an amazing story to see how Zacchaeus went out of his way to make sure that he did how he right his wrong. That's what I want to say. How did Zacchaeus right his wrong? He went so far as to climb a tree to make sure that he get a chance to see Jesus and maybe get his attention. And needless to say, he did. He got Jesus' attention. Jesus saw him, called him down. The crowd was like, why would you talk to him? He stole money from us. He cheated us out of money. But Jesus knew more. So soon as Zacchaeus came down, Jesus introduced himself. They talked, whatever. And Jesus said, I'm coming to your house. The crowd could not understand this. But Jesus knew something that we didn't know. Zacchaeus immediately said, God, please forgive me. I've stole money, I've taken money, but I've given it to the poor. I'm doing it. Those that I wrongly did something to, I'm giving it to them back 4 times. And Jesus knew this. Jesus knew that Zacchaeus' heart had changed. And because his heart had changed, and because he did something to show that he would like to be forgiven, Jesus forgave him. That is what forgiveness is all about. It's not for us to hold on to the wrong that somebody's done to us. It's for us to release it. Let Jesus deal with it, because only Jesus can deal with it. And once we release that person, we don't no longer have to hold on to that. And then Jesus will be able to forgive us when we do something wrong. So there's a part in there that we have to take. And that part is we have to forgive, release it, and allow Jesus to deal with it. And that's what we found out that Jesus did with Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus said, God, please forgive me. I'm doing something to show this forgiveness by paying people back, giving them 4 times more than what I took. And Jesus said, I forgive you. That is how he expects for us to operate as Christians. Now, how can we do that? Well, first, you got to be a part of the kingdom. Are you a part of the kingdom? Are you one of Jesus' sons and daughters and sisters and brothers? Are you one of those? If you're not, how about follow this and listen to me and let's repeat this, okay? Let's confess this together. Father God, I thank you that I am a sinner and I know that you died for me. So I believe in my heart that your son Jesus Christ died for me. for my forgiveness. Father, I ask you to forgive me. And in Jesus' name, just like that, you're in the house of God. Was it that easy? Yes, it is. Now, can you walk it out? Sure you can. So let's go. Let's work on forgiving others that have done us wrong. We got it. Let's do it. Talk with you soon.